Frank Lloyd Wright was a man who developed architectural prototypes that explored the foundation of buildings using advanced forms of geometric design. He was a man known to be one of the most original architects of the 20th century. Frank Lloyd Wright was recognized along with his buildings and ideas he established for many Americans. His ideas led him to design office buildings, houses, neighborhoods, public buildings, churches, and museums. His building creations and outstanding ideas have made an impact on the lives of many Americans through the designs and organization aspects of his offices and homes. He has designed an estimated 800 buildings, and then of the 380 that he designed, an estimated 280 buildings are still standing to this day. Wright's ideas were influenced through the various cultures which developed his unique designs and personal architectural style. In the 1900s, the impact of developing one's own architectural style became aggressive and fed off of the Europeans. Many of Wright's masterpieces derive their unique look from his belief that architecture must fit into its natural surroundings. Wright wanted to establish a design that allowed for people to respect and be aware of their surroundings through the design. His designs featured the use of textile blocks that were a replica of concrete blocks but more affordable to the consumer. He found himself influenced and inspired by the way Japanese designed their buildings. Frank Lloyd Wright's designs were respected and understood from the Japanese people. He later designed the elegant Imperial Hotel in Tokyo, Japan in 1915. In 1923, an earthquake struck Japan, but the Imperial Hotel designed by Wright had suffered minor damage, which made his name and designs become recognized internationally. The houses designed by Frank Lloyd Wright are to this day what people remember him by. His house designs are most his famous work. Wright wanted to design houses that could be built cheaply using inexpensive materials. Houses designed by Frank Lloyd Wright are characterized as long, horizontal, and usually one story tall. He would often use the term prairie houses to describe his drawings. Another famous house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright is Falling Water. The design of this house strikes a person's creative eye due to the structure of the home and the combination of nature throughout the home. In Mill Run, Pennsylvania, a falling water replica built with rectangular sections by Frank Lloyd Wright resides over a running stream from 60 years ago today. Wright's designs became famous worldwide and allowed for the Museum of Modern Art in New York City to devote an exposition in his name in 1940 dedicated to all his creations. He designed the Guggenheim Museum, located in New York City in 1956, based on a spiral design. The spiral design allowed for the floors to become connected by a spiral ramp to walk along as they observe the art museum. The Guggenheim Museum is recognized today as a building created with modern architecture features and found to be considered one of Wright's masterpieces. It is fascinating to learn that Frank Lloyd Wright was a man who wanted to develop his own path in life and be independent through his designs. His designs that he created and spoke for themselves. It allowed observers to recognize those buildings designed by the one and only Frank Lloyd Wright. In life, we can act as Frank Lloyd Wright and create our own character based on our own individuality and reflect on our world around us through a design that makes an impact overall on those around us. Architecture is the triumph of human imagination over materials, methods, and men to put man into possession of his own earth. It is at least the geometric pattern of things, of life, of the human and social world. It is at best that magic framework of reality that we sometimes touch upon when we use the word order. Frank Lloyd Wright, 1930-1937.